Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Health Hacks. I'm your host, Tara, and today we're talking about a topic that we care deeply about, longevity. Living longer is one thing, but living longer and healthier, that's the ultimate goal. So in today's episode, we'll dive into the science of longevity, how functional medicine can help you thrive, and even some practical tips so you can get started right now to support your health for the long haul. Let's kick a few things off with a quick definition with longevity. Longevity is not just about the number of years you live, but about the quality of those years. In the health and wellness world, longevity refers to a life that's long, healthy, and vibrant. So this means minimizing the risk of chronic disease, maintaining strong physical and cognitive function, and having the energy to enjoy life. That sounds like something everybody is after. So it's more than just about lifespan. It's about health span, or the number of healthy, disease-free years in your life. But here's the thing. Longevity isn't just a matter of good luck or even genetics. It's a science. And this is where functional medicine comes in to help you take control of your health journey. So functional medicine is about addressing the root cause of health issues and using a personalized approach to optimize wellness. When it comes to longevity, functional medicine is especially powerful because it uses data from customized and advanced lab testing, and then we create a blueprint or a roadmap for your health. So what kind of markers do we look at in functional medicine when it comes to longevity? So the number one thing I look at on a laboratory review is blood sugar regulation, because it affects so many of your other bodily systems. So blood sugar balance is one of those foundational aspects of enduring and having a long-term quality of health. So even mild elevations in blood sugar or insulin levels can increase the risk of heart disease, dementia, metabolic disorders like diabetes. So one of the key markers we look at in functional medicine is your insulin and your glucose and your A1C. And so when we test your hemoglobin A1C, it gives us an average of your blood sugar levels over the past 3 months. And then we also look at how is your blood glucose, that in your morning glucose, and then also your insulin. So are you becoming insulin resistant? So inflammation markers. So chronic inflammation is often the silent killer because it plays a role in almost every major age-related disease, including heart disease, Alzheimer's, cancer, metabolic disorder. So inflammation is another one of those markers that I'm looking at in laboratory tests. So functional medicine looks at inflammatory markers like CRP, which is the cardiac reactive protein, or homocysteine, ferritin, and then we address how much inflammation is happening in your body. So high levels of CRP are a red flag for long-term health risk, and bringing those levels down is critical for longevity. All right, another thing that I like to look at for longevity is your hormone health. So hormones like cortisol, thyroid hormones, sex hormones play a massive role in your age. So in functional medicine, we use tests like a cortisol test. It can be through a blood test. It can be through a salivary test where you can test it multiple times throughout the day, or you can even use a urine sample to test your cortisol level. So this helps us evaluate how is your stress throughout the day. How is your stress affecting things like blood sugar and other aspects of your health? We can also check markers like DHEA, testosterone, and estrogen to ensure that your hormone health is in balance. And when hormones are out of balance, they can speed up the aging process. They can make us feel like we have feel older, and maybe some people can relate to that, such as having joint pain or having lower energy. But your hormones can speed up the aging process by causing weight gain, fatigue, brain fog, and mood disorders. So number 4, some other markers that we can look at for functional medicine is your micronutrients. So we can look at things like, how's your vitamin D? How is your magnesium? Are you processing and able to absorb things like protein, iron, and calcium? So we can also look at some antioxidant or oxidative stress levels, and how can we maximize your health through maximizing these micronutrients that are essential for many bodily systems or preventing chronic disease. Lipid panel. So beyond traditional cholesterol testing, functional medicine takes a more in-depth look at your lipid profile. So we access not just the total cholesterol, but also the particle size and number. We look for LDL particles in B patterns and A patterns, and what we're looking for is that we want to have larger, fluffier LDL particles because they're less likely to cause problems than the small, dense LDL particles, which can increase the risk of heart disease. So this gives us a clear picture of your cardiovascular health so that we can make a game plan on how to maximize your longevity. All right, another key factor in longevity, other than warding off chronic disease, is maximizing your VO2. And so VO2, if you're not familiar with VO2, it is a key predictor of longevity, and so it plays a huge role in both cardiovascular health and longevity. So what is VO2 max? VO2 max is the maximum rate at which your body can consume oxygen during intense exercise. So essentially, it's a measure of your fitness and how efficiently your body can use oxygen. So the higher your VO2 max, the better your cardiovascular system is functioning and the better equipped you are to handle physical stress such as exercise. So why does this matter? So research has shown that VO2 max is one of the best predictors of longevity. So people with higher VO2 max scores tend to live longer. They have a significantly lower risk of developing chronic disease like heart disease, stroke, and even dementia. And that's because a high VO2 max indicates that your heart and your lungs and your muscles are working efficiently to keep oxygen flowing through your body. So this is crucial for maintaining and maximizing your overall health. So what you really want to know is, how can you improve your VO2 max? So to boost your VO2 max, you'll need to focus on cardiovascular exercise, high intensity interval training. So here's some strategies that we like to use to improve VO2 max. So HIIT exercise, so alternating short bursts of intense activities like sprinting or cycling. You could do this in many different ways. And then what you want to pair that intensity with is with recovery periods. So that means you're bringing your intensity up and then you're going through a rest period. You can, if you're sprinting, then you would do that with alternating your sprints with jogging or cycling or even walking. You could just walk faster for 2 minutes and then walk at a more casual pace for 1 minute. So this pushes your body to consume more oxygen during exercise and increasing your VO2 max over time. Okay, zone 2 training. So if you're not familiar with the different zones of training, there's different intensities and they're broken down into zones 1, 2, 3, and so on. And so zone 2 training, this is about exercising at a moderate intensity where you can still hold a conversation, but you feel like you're working. So it's ideal for building endurance and fat metabolism, which is helpful in both longevity and overall fitness. So you want the majority of your exercising being in that zone 2. Steady state cardio, so activities like running, swimming, or cycling at a steady pace help improve your endurance. And so this endurance and also improves your VO2 max over time. So aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio each week to improve your fitness and improve your longevity. So I thought, now that we've covered some of the science, let's get into some practical tips. What can you take home or start today to really age gracefully. So these are some actionable strategies that you can implement and to improve your quality of life and support longevity right now. So get out a pen and pencil and write these down. So number one, hydration. Water is essential for every single function in the body. So proper water hydration supports skin. It helps with digestion, joint health, even brain function. As we age, our body's ability to regulate water balancing water declines, so it's critical that you do drink enough water. So aim to get half of your daily water intake by noon, which we like to use the calculation of half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, that's 100 ounces a day. If we're wanting to get half of that in by noon, then you want to get 50 ounces in before noon. The rule here, or the trick to getting it earlier in the day, is that you're not having to play catch up all day, or you're not having to use bathroom breaks in the middle of the night. So that's the key to hydration. Number two, balance your blood sugar. Blood sugar swings can be silent contributor to chronic disease and premature aging. So start your day with a high protein rich breakfast to stabilize blood sugar. This will set your tone for your entire day. So foods that we like around here, things like eggs, adding lots of vegetables into those eggs, or leafy greens, a small serving of healthy carbs like sweet potatoes can help balance your blood sugar and support hormone health. Really, the key here is eating protein spread out throughout the day to help stabilize blood sugar. Create a healthy sleep routine. Sleep is when your body heals and repairs itself, and it's one of the most important factors in aging well. So studies show that people who get 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night, especially the quality of sleep before midnight, have a lower risk of heart disease. They have a lower risk of dementia, and it helps them remove toxins from your brain and repairs your cells. Essentially, it hits the reset button for you. So make sure you're resetting every day, every night. Eat 5 vegetables a day. A diverse diet full of vegetables supports everything from heart health to digestion to cognitive function. So eating just 5 servings of vegetables daily can reduce your risk of heart disease by 25%. So, plus, vegetables are full of fiber, which supports gut health and blood pressure and metabolism. So, these are all key factors in quality of life, longevity. So, number 5, this will be the last tip that I share with you today, is exercise regularly. So, movement is essential to aging gracefully. You do not have to go out and run marathons, but you do need to aim for 10,000 steps a day. And then in addition to that, we want to get some of that HIIT or strength training in 2 to 3 times a week. So this will really do wonders for your health. So strength training also boosts muscle mass, which is critical as we age to avoid sarcopenia or muscle loss. So a few supplements that I'd like to go over with you to help further support your longevity journey, especially when it comes to reducing inflammation and keeping your joints healthy. These are some supplements that we keep in our office and that we love. We have tested them, researched and tested them with laboratory findings. And so the first one is called ArthroSoothe, and this supplement is fantastic for joint health. We see amazing results with reducing inflammation, improving mobility. As we age, joint pain can become a major issue, and ArthroSoothe helps support healthy cartilage and reduce discomfort. You can find more details for this in the show notes, or you can stop by our office and pick up any of these supplements. Omega-3s, so these healthy fats are essential for reducing inflammation and supporting cardiovascular health. Omega-3s help with keeping your brain health and your heart health in tip-top shape, which is essential for a long, healthy life. So magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, including muscle function, blood sugar regulation, bone health. So adding a magnesium supplement can help reduce muscle cramps, improve sleep, and it can support overall health and digestion. So, All right, longevity, now that we've learned a lot about it today, we know that it is not just about living longer, it's about living better. And by understanding your body's unique needs. So utilizing the power of functional medicine and laboratory markers and incorporating strategies like improving your VO2 max, balancing blood sugar, supporting joint health, you can truly thrive for years to come. So thanks for joining me on this episode of Health Hacks. If you're ready to take charge of your health journey and bring it to the next level, consider booking a free consultation to dive deeper into your personal health goals. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with a friend who you think could benefit from longevity, who could not benefit from that. So stay healthy, stay vibrant, and I'll see you next time.